Namaste, myself Triveni Khurana, Assistant Professor, Faculty Physiotherapy and Diagnostics, JE in Rajasthan. Today we are going to discuss about brain tumors. Brain tumors comprise 2% of all cancers, affecting 7 per 1 lakh population annually worldwide. Overall incidence of brain tumor is increasing, especially in the population over 60 years of age. BT can have a devastating impact on patients and associated with significant cost and socioeconomic implications with increased demand for healthcare, social and vocational services. Recent therapeutic advances have improved the survival rates of persons with BT. However, many have residual neurological deficits leading to physical, cognitive, psychosocial, and behavior impairments which limit everyday activity and participation. Furthermore, many treatments for BT such as radiotherapy, chemotherapy, and surgery are associated with adverse events. Therefore, patients require integrated and coordinated long-term management, including rehab, for improvement in their functional, mental, and emotional state and quality of life. As said above, a brain tumor is a growth of abnormal cells in the brain which damages or puts pressure on the brain. This disturbs brain function and can affect movement and cognition. A brain tumor can be primary or secondary in nature. Primary tumor starts in the brain and can be malignant or benign. Malignant brain tumors are made up of cancerous cells. These cells originate in the brain and can grow rapidly and may invade surrounding tissue and spread to other parts of the body through the blood and the lymph systems. Benign tumors are not cancerous cells and grow slower than malignant tumor. Both types of primary brain tumors are harmful as they affect brain function by increasing pressure in the skull. A secondary brain tumor is the most common type of brain tumor, which begins somewhere in the body and spreads to the brain. Brain tumors differ in their type, their size, their rate of growth, and their position in the brain. There are many different types of brain tumors depending on what kind of tissue they contain. The most common type of tumor is the glioma, which maintains the nerve cells in the brain. Other types of brain tumor include meningioma, hemangioma, and pituitary adenoma. Diagnosis: with a detailed medical history and examination, and may look into the back of eye in order to make a diagnosis. If a brain tumor is suspected, then you may be referred to neurologist, neurosurgeon, or an oncologist who will carry scans of the brain. Biopsy will diagnose the type of brain tumor. This can be done by taking a small sample of tissue from the brain to find out exactly what type of tumor you have and if it is cancerous or benign. Some brain tumors are present at birth due to abnormal development of the fetus. The cause of brain tumor not present from birth is not fully understood. The use of mobile phones, hair dye, or hormones have been suggested to increase the risk of developing a brain tumor. However, more research is needed to confirm this. Approximate 5% of brain tumors are thought to have a genetic cause. Some people that have certain hereditary conditions such as Charcot syndrome, Liebfreund cancer syndrome, and tuberous sclerosis have an increased risk of developing growth in the brain. The effects of brain tumor are varied and usually depend on the type of tumor, size, and location in the brain. Growth of cells in the brain take up space, adding pressure and damaging tissue, which can change the function of the brain. These changes may be temporary or permanent depending on the cause. Person with the brain tumor may experience lack of appetite, irritability, depression, severe persistent headache, vomiting, dizziness, epilepsy, loss of muscle control, partial loss of vision, loss of hearing, erratic memory, personality changes. These symptoms will apply in every case because it depends on the area of the brain affected. Physio understand that a person diagnosed with a brain tumor will feel anxious, and this will affect not only patient but those close to patient as well. It is important to seek treatment as physiotherapy will benefit a person with a brain tumor. Neurological physiotherapist will help patient feel more in control by allowing patient and close ones to participate in decision regarding treatment plan and setting goals specific to needs. Physiotherapy treatment will promote independence by maximizing functional abilities as much as possible. Treatment sessions will focus on symptoms and goals by helping improve posture, promoting normal movement, improve balance, increase strength, preventing of muscle shortening, promotion of ADLs, improve safety, increase energy levels, improve sense of well-being, reduce pain and muscle spasm, promotion of independence, improve quality of life. Neurophysio understand that brain tumor will have an effect on life both physically and emotionally. During treatment session, therapists lead through a graduated program of functional exercises enabling to maximize recovery and improving quality of life. Treatment will include muscle strength training to reduce muscle weakness, muscle stretching to help lengthen tight muscles and reduce stiffness, exercise to build stamina and reduce fatigue, correcting and wearing position to improve balance and coordination, teaching transfers, that is getting in and out of a wheelchair, bed, car, shower bath or onto and off a toilet, orthotic devices and walking aids to encourage the foot to lift upwards when stepping and prevent injury, hydrotherapy treatment, functional electrical stimulation to stimulate the nerve supplying the leg and help lift the foot upwards to improve the quality of walking. Although the incidence of CNS tumor is relatively low when compared with other cancers, CNS tumors can often cause dramatic functional deficits that may have sudden or severe consequences for the patient role in their family, workplace, and their self identity. It is also important to note that many of the most prevalent primary cancer sites are also the most commonly found to metastasize the brain and spinal cord. Cancer incidence increases with advancing age, thus, more elderly will be diagnosed with CNS tumors due to the increasing number of people who comprise the older population. The complex nature of neuro-oncological diagnosis can make patients with these diagnosis challenges to assess and treat for physical therapy. The diagnosis of the brain or spinal cord tumor can be devastating to anyone, especially to the elderly. Besides the uncertainties of diagnosis and prognosis of this disease, its medical treatment can also be very difficult due to the many complications and side effects that can occur. Coupled with the multiple factors that already challenge the elderly, care for these patients can be very complex. Understanding the journey that these patients experience is the first step in being able to assist in their care. Physio are essential members of the multidisciplinary team that serve these individuals. Their role as experts in function and mobility can greatly improve their quality of life, even in end of life care. However, more evidence is still needed to prove the efficacy of physical therapy intervention and rehab in general for these patients with neuro-onco diagnosis. The most common CNS malignancies for adults include, as said above, gliomas, meningiomas, and metastasis in the brain, meningioma, neurofibroma, metastasis in the spinal cord. Gliomas are the largest group of primary brain tumor in adult. Glial cells are support cells of CNS and include astrocytes, oligodendrocyte, and microglia. Astrocytes outnumber neurons 10 to 1 and occupy 25 to 50% of the brain volume. Oligodendrocytes form the myelin sheath in the CNS Gliomas are named according to their tissue of the origin, such as astrocytoma, oligodendroglioma, and oligoastrocytoma. WHO classification system in the most used as brain tumor classification. Grades are based on the cellularity, atypical cell, mitosis, microvascular proliferation, and necrosis. Prognosis is inversely related to grade and patient age and directly related to clinical condition at diagnosis. Grading is based on biopsy but may not always reveal the full picture due to tendency for CNS tumors to be histologically heterogeneous. Grade 1 tumor is characterized by being slow growing and often discrete. It has a possibility of cure following surgical resection. Grade 2 tumors are generally infiltrating. They are initially slow growing but often recur or progress to higher grade tumors. They possess only one abnormal histological features. Median survival is 5 to 10 years. Astrocytoma, oligodendroglioma, and oligoastrocytoma are examples of grade 2 tumors. Grade 3 tumors demonstrate malignancy through increased mitotic activity, infiltrate capability, and anaplasia. Examples include anaplastic astrocytoma, anaplastic oligodendroglioma, and anaplastic oligoastrocytoma. Grade 4 tumors are the highest grade in WHO classification system and therefore the grade with the worst prognosis. It is mitotically active, necrosis prone tumor generally associated with rapid disease progression. Now, the glioblastoma multiforme is a grade 4 tumor and is most common primary brain tumor in adults. It most often occurs in the 5th and 6th decade of life. It is rapidly growing, highly malignant tumor identified by the presence of dead tumor cells. It frequently occurs in the frontal lobe but may also occur in the temporal, parietal, or occipital lobe with rate occurrence in the cerebellum, brainstem, or spinal cord. This is a tumor with one of the worst prognosis with median survival of 1 year. Second most common primary tumor in adult is meningioma that accounts 20% of intracranial tumors in adults. This is a slow growing extraaxial tumor which arises from arachnoid cells. Most meningiomas are considered to be benign, though some may become malignant. It causes neurological deficits by compressing and underlying structures. In most cases, cure is achievable with tumor resection. It is most commonly diagnosed in 3rd to 6th decade of life. Some meningiomas are associated with hereditary, although etiology is often unclear. Possible environmental risk factors include ionizing radiation, petrochemical, organic solvents, or viruses. In adults, metastases make up a majority of brain tumors and account for over 60% of all brain tumors. It is understood that metastasis of a primary tumor to anywhere in the body is generally a sign of progression and worsening prognosis. Nowhere is there more apparent than with metastasis to the brain. 20 to 40% of all patients with cancer develop brain metastasis, including 50% of all patients with lung cancer, 50 to 20% of patients with breast cancer, and 10% patients with melanoma. Once a patient is diagnosed with brain metastasis, prognosis is generally less than 1 year and treatment is often palliative. Breast, colorectal, and renal cell cancers are more likely to have single metastasis, while lung cancer and melanoma have a tendency to cause multiple lesions. The most common pathway through which metastasis occur is via, as said in the starting, via the bloodstream. Metastasis location is often near a cluster of small blood vessels near circulating cancer cells. Metastasis of a may occur. Example, colon cancer may spread to the liver, then to the lungs, and then to the brain. Grading is not applicable to metastasis. All systemic cancers are considered stage 4 when brain metastases are present. Median survival after the whole brain radiation is 4 to 6 months. Now, the extradural metastases, these are most common spinal cord tumors. They grow outside the dura mater and in the bones of the spine. They affect the spinal cord and nerves through compression. Usually, metastases from the carcinomas of the lung, breast, prostate, kidney, or thyroid, and from myeloma and lymphoma. Both primary and secondary spinal cord tumors are most common at the thoracic level, followed by lumbosacral level, and then the cervical level. These 70, 20%, and 10% respectively. Metastasis to the spine, often multiple, especially in the case of breast cancer. Most common primary spinal cord tumors are meningiomas and neurofibromas. Thank you.